Frustration appears to be growing within New Zealand's Asian communities as the government makes slow progress on tackling crime that impacts their businesses. On the 11th of July, Justice Minister Paul Goldsmith announced the creation of an advisory group on retail crime. It was to be headed by Dairy and Business Owners Group Chair Sunny Korshal. Now, Goldsmith said the advisory group would be made up of around about 5 or 6 members and will be given an operating budget of $1.8 million a year for at least 2 years. It would engage directly with victims, workers, business owners, retail experts and advocacy groups. All of this is to provide the government specific proposals to address urgent challenges in retail crime. Almost 2 months later, okay, you might say, well, that's not that long really, but the government has yet to name any members of the group. Goldsmith insists the appointments will happen forthwith and then they will be up and working at pace to present the minister with specific proposals. Jaspreet Kandhari is the General Secretary of the New Zealand Indian Business Association and he joins us now. Jaspreet, good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Leah.
Thank you so much for your time today. It has only been a couple of months since Minister Goldsmith spoke of this formation of the advisory group, but is the Indian business community losing a bit of confidence in the government?
Yeah, sort of. The business owners, they are quite frustrated with the slow progress it is making since two months has passed, and there is nothing to know about what's the progress being made. Even it's obvious that the board has not yet been formed formally, and there are no more members even after announcing the formation of that group.
Because when I thought about this, Jaspreet, when I saw the story, last year the government campaigned, well, National did and so did ACT and New Zealand First, campaigned very hard on crime, on getting tough on crime, retail crime, and now we're a year in almost, and they're only setting up an advisory group to get to the problems. Do you think that this is still just a little bit too long?
Yeah, it's quite concerning actually. In the meetings we have held with the police minister and the justice minister in the past months, the same issue has been raised time and again, that the progress being made is too slow. Even after 1 year, we are still just considering the options available on hand, whereas before the elections, the pitch was quite different.
Yes.
It was looking apparent that as if the situation will turn around within few months after the change of the government, which is not the case. And the business owners, they are losing sort of confidence and the trust in the government dispensation at the moment. So, it's really a time that the whatever progress needs to be made, whatever suggestions have already been put in place by various organizations and advocates, some serious work needs to be done around that area. And yeah.
Jaspreet, what can you tell us? What are the problems that some businesses are still facing? Is crime still high?
As you can see, every now and then there are reports in the media that the dairy shops, the liquor stores, the jewelry shops, the gas stations, every second business is being targeted, and it's not just once, it's repeatedly being targeted. I've spoken with many businesses. They have been, one of the gas stations was targeted about seven times in the last 8 or 10 months, which is totally unacceptable. And the situation, you can relate it with the pandemic situation, as the government exercised the special powers to deal with that situation. It's quite surprising that why the government cannot have special powers to deal with the crime situation, which directly have an impact on the lives of the people.
Yeah. A petition was submitted middle of last year calling for the government to amend self-defense laws along Australian federal law lines. They will give retailers more power against violent crime. As far as I know, Jaspreet, that is still sitting in front of a parliamentary select committee. Do you think the government might not be too keen to make this law?
I mean, every time we talk to the officials and the ministers, the only response we get is that there are certain processes in place which needs to be followed, and to amend the law, to bring about any change in the law, there are various stages that the bill has to pass through. I mean, while the system is quite, slow to act in this space, but at the same time, the frustration is just going up each passing day, and it is quite, frustrating to see that due to the systems we have in place, I mean, the situation is getting out of control, and there is no reprieve for any business owners, especially with the Asian community.